Somewhere in the world right now, there is a windowsill holding a single glass of water with a small green cutting sitting inside it. No soil, no fancy equipment, no greenhouse, just water, light, and a little patience. And from that humble glass, a fully rooted, living, healing plant is quietly growing. What if that windowsill could be yours? Most people think you need a garden, a yard, or at least a few bags of potting soil to grow anything meaningful. But that idea has been quietly limiting people for generations. The truth is, some of the most powerful healing plants on earth can be grown in nothing more than a cup of water sitting on your kitchen counter or bedroom windowsill. Plants that have been used for centuries to support health, ease discomfort, flavor food, and bring a little life into any space, no matter how small. And here is the part that surprises most people. Growing plants in water, a method called hydroponics at its most basic or simply water propagation, is not new. It is ancient. Healers and herbalists long before modern gardening stores existed knew that many plants will root, thrive, and even produce in plain water. They used clay pots, ceramic bowls, and hollowed gourds filled with collected rainwater. They passed cuttings from neighbor to neighbor. They kept herbs alive through harsh winters on indoor ledges. This wisdom did not disappear. It just got forgotten somewhere between the invention of plastic pots and the rise of the garden center. Today, we are bringing it back. And if you stay with me through all 12 plants, you are going to discover something about the last one that most people have never even considered. So let us get started. There's something deeply satisfying about growing your own medicine. Not medicine in the pharmaceutical sense, but in the oldest sense of the word. Food that heals, plants that calm, herbs that support your body the way nature intended. And doing it yourself with your own hands, even in a small apartment or a modest home, connects you to something real in a world that often feels disconnected. Here is what I want you to take away from this video. Every single plant we are going to talk about today can be started in a cup, jar, or glass of plain water. Most of them will begin rooting within 1 to 3 weeks. Many of them can eventually be transferred to soil if you want, but some of them will keep growing in water indefinitely. All of them have genuine health benefits backed not just by tradition, but increasingly by modern research as well. We are going to cover 12 plants, but this is not just a list. I am going to tell you how to actually do it, what to watch for, and why each plant is worth your time and attention. Let us begin with one that almost everyone has in their kitchen right now, probably in a form they have never thought to regrow. Mint is one of those plants that almost takes care of itself once you give it a chance. If you have ever bought a bunch of fresh mint from a grocery store, you already have everything you need to get started. Simply cut a 4 to 6 inch stem just below a leaf node. Remove the lower leaves so nothing sits below the water line, and place it in a glass of water near a bright window. Within a week, you will start to see small white roots emerging. Within 2 weeks, you will have a thriving cutting ready to either keep in water or move to soil. But here is what most people do not realize about mint. It is not just a garnish. Peppermint and spearmint have been used for thousands of years to soothe digestive discomfort, ease headaches, calm nausea, and even support respiratory health. Ancient Egyptians used dried mint leaves as far back as 1000 BCE. Roman soldiers carried it on long marches. Medieval monks grew it in their physic gardens alongside other medicinal herbs. A simple cup of fresh mint tea made from leaves you grew yourself is one of the most gentle and effective digestive aids you can make at home. Mint grown in water also stays tender and flavorful longer than mint grown in dry soil. And because it thrives so well in water, it is the perfect starting point if you have never tried this method before. Once you see those roots appear, you will be hooked. Now, speaking of plants that have been quietly misunderstood, let us talk about green onions, sometimes called scallions. You may have already seen this one floating around online, and for good reason. It works almost like magic. Place the white root end of a store-bought green onion into a small glass with just 1 inch or 2 of water, roots down. Set it on a sunny windowsill. Within 3 to 5 days, new green shoots will be reaching upward. Within a week, you can start snipping the tops and they will keep regenerating. Green onions contain quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that supports immune function, reduces inflammation, and has been studied for its role in cardiovascular health. They also contain compounds that support gut health and have mild antibacterial properties. They are rich in vitamin K, which supports bone density, something that becomes increasingly important as we age. And growing them this way means you always have fresh ones on hand without a single trip to the store. Change the water every 2 to 3 days to keep it fresh and prevent any buildup, and your green onions will keep producing for weeks on end. The next plant we are going to talk about is one that I think deserves a great deal more respect than it typically gets in modern kitchens. Lemon balm is a member of the mint family, and like mint, it roots beautifully in water. Take a cutting about 4 to 6 inches long, remove the lower leaves, and place it in a glass of water in indirect but bright light. Lemon balm has a gentle, citrusy fragrance that is immediately calming, and that is not a coincidence. This plant contains compounds called rosmarinic acid and various flavonoids that have been shown to reduce anxiety, ease tension, support sleep quality, and even improve mood and cognitive function. It has been used in traditional European herbalism for over 2,000 years. In the Middle Ages, it was grown in monastery gardens, specifically to calm the nerves of monks and patients alike. Carmelite nuns in Germany used lemon balm as the primary ingredient in a medicinal water they produced for centuries to support heart health and calm anxiety. For anyone navigating the stress of modern life, or simply looking for a gentler way to wind down at night, a cup of lemon balm tea grown on your own windowsill is a remarkable thing to have access to. Now, here is a plant that might surprise you next. Most people know it as a common weed. Very few people know that it grows easily in water and has one of the most impressive nutritional profiles of any plant on Earth. Watercress is an aquatic plant, which means it is practically designed to grow in water. All you need is a fresh bunch from a grocery store or farmer's market. Place the stems in a glass of cool, clean water, making sure the leaves stay above the waterline. Keep it near a window with good light. Change the water every couple of days and watch it take off. Watercress is loaded with vitamins A, C, and K. It contains more calcium per gram than milk. It has impressive levels of iron, folate, and antioxidants, including a compound called PEITC that researchers have been studying for its potential role in protecting cells from oxidative damage. Ancient Romans used watercress as brain food and served it to soldiers to sharpen their thinking before battle. Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, is said to have located his first hospital near a stream specifically, so he could grow watercress to treat patients. For anyone interested in nutrient-dense food that can be grown at home with zero effort, watercress deserves a permanent place on your windowsill. Coming up, we are going to talk about a plant that millions of people use every day without ever thinking about growing their own. But the most surprising part is how incredibly easy it is to have a living supply of it rooted and growing in your own home. But first, let us talk about one of the most celebrated healing herbs in human history. Rosemary is one of those plants that seems almost too iconic to grow in a cup of water, yet it does exactly that. Take a 4 to 6 inch cutting from a healthy rosemary plant or a fresh bunch from the grocery store. Strip the lower 2 inches of leaves and place the bare stem in a glass of water in a warm, sunny spot. Rosemary can take a bit longer to root than mint or green onions, sometimes 3 to 4 weeks, but it is patient, and so should you be. This herb has been revered since antiquity. Ancient Greeks wore rosemary garlands during exams because they believed it strengthened memory. Healers used it to improve circulation, ease joint pain, support digestion, and lift low spirits. Modern research has found compounds in rosemary, particularly rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid, that support brain health, reduce inflammation, and may even help protect cognitive function as we age. In folk traditions across the Mediterranean, rosemary was kept in the home not just for cooking, but as a symbol of health and remembrance. There is something deeply moving about growing a plant that people have been tending for thousands of years, for the same reasons you are tending it today. Now, about that plant millions of people use every day. Basil is one of the easiest and most rewarding herbs you can grow in water. Snip a 4-inch cutting just above a leaf node from any fresh basil plant or store-bought bunch. Remove lower leaves. Place in a glass of water in a warm, bright spot away from direct hot afternoon sun, and within a week you will see roots forming. Basil roots so easily and so quickly that it is almost hard to believe until you see it. Fresh basil contains volatile oils including eugenol and linalool that have anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and adaptogenic properties. It has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years to support the immune system, reduce stress, ease respiratory issues, and balance the body's response to environmental challenges. Holy basil, also called tulsi, is particularly revered in this tradition and can also be rooted in water in the same way. Beyond the health benefits, there is the simple joy of having fresh basil at arm's reach whenever you are cooking. That alone, for anyone who loves food, is reason enough. If you are still with me, I want to pause here and say something. If this kind of content speaks to you, if you believe in growing your own food, learning forgotten skills, and taking your health into your own hands, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you have not already. There are more videos like this coming, and the channel is built for people exactly like you. Now let us talk about a plant that most people associate with a garden bed, not a cup of water. Thyme is a woody herb, and like rosemary, it takes a bit more patience. But soft new stem tips cut from a healthy thyme plant will root reliably in water over the course of 3 to 5 weeks. Thyme is one of the oldest medicinal herbs in recorded history. It was used by ancient Egyptians in the embalming process and by Greeks to treat respiratory illness and as a symbol of courage. In the Middle Ages, women would embroider sprigs of thyme onto the clothing of knights heading into battle. Medicinally, thyme contains thymol, a potent natural antiseptic that is still used in modern mouthwashes and cough preparations. A simple thyme tea or thyme honey can soothe a sore throat, calm a cough, and support the immune system during cold and flu season. For anyone looking for a natural first line of defense for respiratory health, thyme is irreplaceable. The next plant on our list is one that has made a remarkable journey from South African wilderness gardens to windowsills around the world, and for very good reason. Aloe vera can be propagated in water using a leaf cutting, or, more successfully, an offset or pup taken from the base of a mature plant. While aloe is not a plant you will harvest leaves from the water-grown stage, you can start it in water and establish its roots beautifully before transferring it to a sandy, well-draining soil mix. Aloe has been used medicinally for at least 6,000 years. Ancient Egyptians called it the plant of immortality. Cleopatra reportedly used it as part of her daily skincare routine. The gel inside the leaves soothes burns, reduces inflammation, supports wound healing, aids digestion when taken internally in small amounts, and contains over 75 active compounds including vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and enzymes. Having a living aloe plant within reach is like having a first aid kit growing on your windowsill. Now, there is a plant coming up near the end of this list that almost no one thinks to start in water. It lives in your kitchen right now, likely in your pantry or refrigerator, and the idea of growing it yourself might change how you think about this method entirely. But first, let us visit 2 more remarkable plants. Sage is a deeply aromatic, silver-leaved herb with roots in both culinary tradition and ancient medicine. Like rosemary and thyme, sage cuttings root in water when taken from soft new growth at the stem tips. Strip the lower leaves, place in water, and give it a warm, sunny spot. It may take 4 to 5 weeks, but the plant that grows from that patience is well worth it. Sage has been used across cultures as a protective, purifying, and healing plant. The name itself comes from the Latin word salvare, meaning to save or heal. Traditional herbalists used it to support memory, ease menopausal symptoms, reduce excessive sweating, soothe sore throats, and support digestion. Modern research has validated several of these uses, particularly sage's role in supporting cognitive function and reducing hot flashes. A simple cup of fresh sage tea, especially during midlife transitions, can be a genuinely helpful and gentle ally. Stevia is another plant that surprises people when they discover how easily it roots in water. Take a cutting from a healthy stevia plant, strip the lower leaves, and place in a glass of water in a warm, bright spot. Within 10 to 14 days, you will typically see root development. Stevia is native to Paraguay and has been used by the Guarani people for centuries to sweeten herbal medicines and teas. The leaves contain stevoglycosides, compounds that are intensely sweet without any impact on blood sugar. For anyone managing blood sugar levels or simply trying to reduce refined sugar intake, having a living stevia plant to snip leaves from is an extraordinary thing. A single fresh leaf stirred into tea provides natural sweetness without any of the concerns that come with processed sweeteners. Growing it yourself means you know exactly what you are getting. Now we are approaching the final stretch, and this next plant is one that I want you to hear about carefully because it changes how many people think about this whole concept of growing in water. Ginger is not a plant that most people imagine growing in water, and yet it is one of the most beginner-friendly water-growing experiments you can try at home. Take a fresh piece of ginger root from the grocery store, one with visible growth buds, sometimes called eyes, on the surface. Place it in a shallow dish or wide-mouthed jar with just enough water to cover the bottom of the root. Set it in a warm spot with indirect light. Within 2 to 3 weeks, green shoots will begin to emerge from those buds, and roots will start spreading below. You will not harvest ginger quickly this way. Ginger takes time, but watching it grow is extraordinary, and the plant itself is beautiful, with lush tropical leaves. When you eventually harvest, you will have ginger root with a freshness and flavor that store-bought ginger simply cannot match. And the health benefits of ginger are well established and remarkable. It has been used for over 5,000 years in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine to ease nausea, reduce inflammation, support digestion, relieve joint pain, and support cardiovascular health. The active compound gingerol is one of the most studied natural anti-inflammatory agents in existence. For anyone dealing with stiff joints, digestive issues, morning nausea, or simply wanting a warming, immune-supporting addition to their daily routine, homegrown ginger is a genuine gift. And now the 12th plant, the one I promised you would surprise you. It is sitting in your kitchen right now. It costs almost nothing, and yet very few people ever think to grow it. Celery. A simple head of celery from the grocery store is all you need. Cut off the base, roughly 2 to 3 inches from the bottom, and place it cut side up in a shallow dish of water. Make sure the water only covers the base and does not submerge the cut surface entirely. Place it in a sunny windowsill, and within a few days, you will see small pale green leaves beginning to push up from the center. Within 2 weeks, you will have a compact, actively growing celery plant right on your counter. Celery has been used medicinally since ancient Greece, where it was associated with athletic endurance and was awarded to winners of games held at Nemea, much as laurel wreaths were used elsewhere. It contains apigenin, luteolin, and other plant compounds with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Celery is a natural source of organic sodium, which works differently in the body than table salt, supporting adrenal function and cellular hydration. Traditional healers in many cultures used celery seeds and stalks to support kidney function, ease joint inflammation, and lower blood pressure. And beyond all of that, fresh homegrown celery has a flavor that is sharper, more aromatic, and simply more alive than anything you will find wrapped in plastic at a grocery store. There you have it, 12 plants, 12 cups of water, 12 reasons to believe that growing your own medicine, your own food, your own connection to the living world does not require a farm, a greenhouse, or even a garden. What we have covered today is more than a collection of tips. It is a way of thinking. It is the understanding that self-sufficiency does not have to be complicated. It can start as small as a glass of water on a windowsill, mint to settle your stomach, rosemary to clear your mind, lemon balm to ease your worries, ginger to warm your bones on a cold morning, thyme to fight off the first sign of a sniffle. These are not exotic remedies. They are ancient companions that human beings have lived alongside for thousands of years, and they are available to you right now. The wonderful thing about starting a plant from a cutting in water is the lesson it quietly teaches you. That life finds a way. That growth does not need perfection. That small things, tended with attention, become something meaningful over time. You do not need the perfect setup. You do not need to wait until the conditions are ideal. You need a glass, some water, a little light, and the willingness to begin. And once you start, once you see that first tiny root reaching down into the water from a cutting you placed there yourself, something shifts. You realize that you are capable of providing for yourself in ways you may not have thought about in a long time. So start with one. Pick the plant that calls to you most. Maybe it is the mint because you already have a bunch in the refrigerator. Maybe it is the ginger because you have been meaning to try it for years. Maybe it is the celery because the simplicity of it genuinely amazed you. Start there. Watch what happens, and then start another. This is how a windowsill garden becomes a kitchen medicine cabinet. This is how a small act of curiosity becomes a practice of self-reliance. And this is how, one glass of water at a time, you take back a little piece of the independence and connection to living things that the modern world sometimes makes us forget we ever had. Thank you for spending this time here today. This kind of knowledge is worth sharing, so if someone you love could benefit from growing any of these plants, pass this video along to them. And if you want to keep learning about growing food, healing herbs, and the wisdom of people who knew how to live well from the land, there is much more waiting for you right here.